All right, Danielle, thank you very much. Save your "it must be a slow news day" jokes, but we have talked a lot about backyard chickens and hens over the last couple of months. We've talked about it quite a bit in one city specifically.
That is a close picture of this chicken. Okay, the Blue Springs City Council approved a measure.
Chicken instead of chicken.
No. They approved this measure in May, allowing families to have them in their backyard.
When that happened, we talked with the voices of those who had been wanting this for a long time.
Yeah.
So now we get busy. I'm still in shock that I actually have the opportunity.
An architectural designer, so I've already been sketching. And making plans for my backyard.
Yeah, a couple of years that the citizens of Blue Springs for backyard hens advocated for this change.
Yeah, in September, they were allowed to start getting their permits for their backyard chickens and hens.
So we're checking in to see the progress. We'll go with that. Let's see how things are going in Blue Springs this morning.
Claire Bradshaw has been covering this. She covers Blue Springs and Jackson County. So Claire has covered this story extensively for us. Give us the 1 month check-in. Is this as wildly popular as they were hoping it was going to be?
It's not as wildly popular as I thought it was going to be, and that's for sure. A couple of weeks ago, I was interviewing a Blue Springs City Council member, and he told me he was surprised by the number of permit applications the city had received so far. So I took that surprise to one of the women who was very active in making this happen for the residents of Blue Springs and asked her, what does she think of the 16 people that have said, yes, I want hens?
You can come in. Jen Klein has been one of the key voices behind the backyard hens and ducks movement since 2023. She told me that when permit applications would go live on September 16th, she would be one of the first to apply.
It was so easy. I was so impressed with how easy it was.
I requested the number of permit applications from the city of Blue Springs, and I found out that 16 people have applied, with 15 approved so far. A reminder that under the new ordinance, these free permits are needed to legally keep up to 6 hens or ducks in city limits.
I was surprised that there weren't more.
District 1 Councilmember Galen Erickson is the one who originally brought my attention to the number of permit applications. He considers it a low turnout compared to how big an issue it has been for 2 years.
Elections were won and lost based upon chickens, and I think one could justify that very easily. Many people wanted to have chickens during the mayoral race and the last council member race. There are, to the best of my knowledge, more people than that already have chickens.
So I asked Klein, what do you think of the 16 applications?
So you've got the people that have had chickens or ducks for years without a permit and everything's been fine. So why get one? Also, people are kind of waiting to see what happens with those of us that got the permit, to see if another proverbial shoe drops. And then I think the biggest factor, though, is the time of year.
Time of year, she says, because it isn't great to start raising new birds heading into winter. Now, I did reach out to the city regarding the apparent lack of trust. I was sent this comment reading, as always, the city of Blue Springs is committed to providing a transparent and smooth approval process for backyard hens. Residents are encouraged to contact the city if they have any questions or for more information regarding the ordinance and application process, end quote. Klein and Erickson may not be birds of a feather about backyard hens, but they do agree on one thing.
I would hope that those that had them illegally would comply.
You should have a permit because we fought. Now, I want to add that Klein also said that this adds to her argument that the city of Blue Springs would not be overrun with chickens or ducks once this was legalized, that there were a lot of people just in support of others being able to have this right. So I've been covering this story, like we said, since 2023. It was one of the first stories I started following out here in eastern Jackson County. We're going to put a QR code up on your screen right now. Do me a favor, scan that. Let me know if you have any questions about backyard hens, another follow-up you want me to do, or just another story idea coming out of eastern Jackson County. I want to hear directly from you.
And Claire, I know since you've been covering this for a while, you were wondering if birds would be allowed in HOAs. What's the status of that?
Yeah, that was something that was one of the key arguments when this was going through city council. And for people that live in HOAs in Blue Springs, because there are quite a few, they are allowed in HOAs. There's a new state law that passed last year. It was going through the court system, a couple of appeals, but it is withstanding. And so that's something that Galen Erickson also said that he doesn't think people realize. If you live in an HOA in Blue Springs, this applies to you as well. You can have backyard hens.
Quickly, Claire, any punishment if you don't have a permit and they catch you with birds?
Oh.
That goes through animal control. There's a process, and it's all laid out when you fill out that permit application as well.
All right, good to know, Claire. Thank you.
Thanks, Claire.